What up, everybody? What up? It's Dick. Man, this is Dictate the Day. Got another good one for you today. These clips I got, my problem is there's so many, I can't show them to you all. But the ones I got today, crazy. Prepare yourself for some crazy. But you know how I like to do it. I like to step into the mode before we get started. Get the vibe right. Join me. Join Dick as he takes his day. And I'll encourage you to do the same. Dictate your day, everybody. It's gonna be a good one. Let's get into it.
But you're my new favorite drug. Enter into my blood. Run with my toxic love. Look how you make me happy. You take a hold of me. You take a hold of
All right. My bad. I just gotta do it every time. You know what I mean? All right. I was talking about clips and having too many to go over. This is my problem these days, is there is just so much stuff unfolding in our world. Stuff that, is, not to be too cliche, but hard to believe. And yet, it's happening. I mean, you picked the subject matter, and I got something crazy to show you. You know what I mean? It's out here. You can see that first clip I got. It's this robot that people thought, no, that's a human inside there. That's how real it's getting. And that's just a little bit. Wait till we get into this stuff. I mean, like I said, watch this. Goodness gracious. I mean, if you look at it, the technology, and my thought is this: if they're showing us this, what do they really got? They don't give us the good right away. Never. Check it out.
This is Iron, a catwalking robot unveiled by Chinese EV giant XPeng. Its debut caused quite a bit of a stir online because it may look just a little too real. Many suspected that it was actually a woman hiding inside. Some even did frame-by-frame analysis, pointing out what seems to be a bra and an ear. The discussion got so heated that XPeng posted a second video to clarify that Iron is indeed a machine, not a human being. And the company's co-founder and CEO is calling on people to spread the word.
也期望你们在线下在看到我们这个视频之后，帮我们再去证言一下。
But it's not really surprising that people think the robot is fake, because the company has said its goal is to build the most human-like robots, and the female-looking Iron is equipped with a so-called skeleton muscle skin bionic system designed to mimic human movements. XPeng says it plans to mass-produce the robot by the end of 2026 for uses like industrial inspections. Iron is the electric car company's foray into China's rapidly expanding humanoid robotics market, expected to reach $120 billion by 2030, according to Chinese state media. This is Iron, a catwalking robot.
What's the words? Uncanny valley. I know this is not, I'm not going to get what I want, because I want the robots to stay a little robot, because, the more humanish they get, we can't differentiate, and, entertainment purposes only. Every clip you see is just a thought-provoking, I'm just thinking out loud entertainment, of course. But I feel like the robot needs to be somewhat distinguishable, right? Because if they're not, like I said, you think of the scenario, my God. I mean, And this is light. This is light work. This clip is light. This ain't nothing compared. Watch. Here we go. Let's oge, lads. Let's oge.
So there is a horrifically devastating landslide that took place at an unregulated artisanal cobalt mining site on November 15th of 2025, known as Malondo, in the town of Kawama, located in the southeastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, this region is a pretty major hub for cobalt and copper extraction, which fuels global demand for batteries in electric vehicles and also in electronics and your cell phone, like the thing that you're on every day scrolling on TikTok. So far, the official Democratic Republic of the Congo, government, says that at least 32 people have been confirmed dead. However, media and initial eyewitness reports were reporting that between 70 and 80 plus people were dead as a result of this. And then social media and videos of the event taking place are saying that more than 80 people in excess lost their lives as a result of this landslide, with some claims reaching up to 132. Now, artisanal and small-scale mining in the Democratic Republic of the Congo employs 1.5 to 2 million people directly and supports over 10 million people indirectly, but it's notoriously deadly and the working conditions are atrocious. The crazy thing about the Democratic Republic of the Congo is the fact that that country is responsible for 70% of the world's cobalt. 70%. So there is a horrific...
This is the stuff that is so loaded as far as man, why can't we just go back to the 80s? Do we really need cell phones? Yeah, it's cool. But a simpler time would be more, I don't know. It'd be better for us. It would be better for us. Yeah, so cobalt, all of your electronics, battery life, like he was saying, the cars and whatnot, and the conditions that it, man. So this is a big thing as far as child labor and entertainment purposes only, grain of salt. But this is modern day slavery. And it's all for what this technology stuff, bro. And it's almost impossible to operate in life without it. But look at the risks that come with it. I feel like it's an evil spell. You know what I mean? To have the magic, you got to make a sacrifice. What? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm being crazy. I woke up on the conspiracy side of the bed this morning. But yeah, there's been lots of podcasts. Shout out Keegan Dunlap, by the way, bringing us this. This is his channel. Yeah, the cobalt mines. It's just, not to mention the chemicals that are involved to get this stuff out, and the cobalt itself, I guess it's supposed to be horrible to breathe in. There's no OSHA. There's no safety. You know what I mean? Look at all the people just standing there. Oh, it's horrible. Horrible stuff. What do we do? What do we do? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. My God, horrible.
So let's talk a little bit about real...
Okay, I'm talking about horrible. I don't know if I'm going to get away with this. Remember, this is entertainment purposes only, and this is allegedly, because this is under investigation right now. So none of this has been proven, but there is some evidence they're going over. Official. This is Consume Propaganda and Coffee. Love his channel as well. I've got an actual news clip of it afterwards, after he describes what we're talking about here, because there was movies in the 80s and 90s. One of them had Ice-T in it, I believe, and he was like a homeless dude with a police record, and I think Gary Busey was in this movie, and they found him and was like, hey, you want to come with us out to this cabin? And it ended up that they were going to hunt him. All these hunters that were over fighting the wild game of, Africa or whatever, they were like, we want to hunt a human. And it was just a movie. Come to find out, may not be just a movie. Watch this.
Life most dangerous game. This is finally coming to light, but in the 1990s, during the siege of Sarajevo and the Bosnian War, one of the largest urban sieges in modern European history, more than 10,000 civilians were killed under sniper fire. Now investigators in Italy are saying that wealthy foreigners, so-called tourists, allegedly paying large sums of money, tens of thousands of euros actually, to join militia snipers. Some of the reports are saying 80 to 100,000 euros. Children cost more and men in uniform cost less. The prosecutor in Milan has opened an investigation, and I quote, into voluntary homicide aggravated by cruelty and abject motives.
This isn't just a twisted footnote in the Bosnian War. It forces us to ask, if ultra-wealthy individuals could allegedly pay to hunt human beings, what stops a similar atrocity from happening underneath our wide-open skies? I mean, really think about it. Consider the United States. Vast tracts of land, remote wilderness, weak oversight in some of the corners of the country. What if someone or some group decided the ultimate trophy was not antelope, not big game, but humans? Could America host the same kind of sick sport if the conditions aligned, with the right money, logistics, and shadows? Rumors about the rich treating the Bosnian War like their own personal safari have been floating around for decades. You know, whispers in refugee testimony, strange inconsistencies in old reports, little shadows that never quite lined up with the official story. So yeah, I'm glad this is finally coming to light, even if it makes people uncomfortable. The truth is, for the people who lived through this wasn't a story. It was their street, their apartment window, their fucking childhood. And if the rumors prove real, then the hunters weren't legends, they were tourists. And what other kind of sick tourism is in the world right now? So let's talk a little bit about...
Yeah, we're talking back in the day. I'm going to show this other clip and then I'll share some thoughts. Watch this.
Ultra-rich sniper tourists allegedly paid close to $100,000, $100,000 to hunt humans. It's not a movie. An Italian writer says he unearthed evidence that wealthy gun enthusiasts paid big bucks to Bosnian Serb forces for the chance to gun down residents of then war-torn Sarajevo back in the early 1990s. Italian prosecutors are taking these claims very seriously and have launched an investigation. These shooters allegedly paid upwards of $90,000 for the chance to murder innocent citizens and even paid extra to target children. The man who uncovered the sick human safari says, quote, there were Germans, French, English, all sorts of people from Western countries who paid large sums of money to be taken there to shoot civilians. He says he first heard of this practice back in the 90s, deciding to dig deeper after watching a documentary back in 2022 about a former Serbian soldier who made similar claims. The writer says a former Bosnian intelligence officer was a key source of information for him as well. Between 92 and 96, more than 10,000 people were killed in Sarajevo by snipers during the Balkan Wars. Ultra-rich sniper...
Okay. First of all, there's so many things to unpack there. This gentleman, this is the New York Post on TikTok. They said gun enthusiast. That's the wrong descriptive. Gun enthusiast is one thing. You're enthusiastic about firearms, whether it be the history. I consider myself a gun enthusiast, but I don't want to hunt no people. What are we doing? What? I haven't even hunted an animal. Unfortunately, I wish I was at better practice at that because I think we're going to need that in the future. We'll get there shortly. 20 years it's been since I've even gone hunting. But I love guns, but I don't want to, you know what I mean? Okay, second of all, you think about the stress of wartime, you know, from a soldier standpoint, but from a civilian standpoint, and this is going on all over the world, you know, prayers to all those people because war is ugly. But sure, you got to worry about the occupation of, you know, friendly fire, so to speak, but also now there's this underlying fear. Am I being hunted for fun while I'm out here running for my life and ducking for cover so I hopefully don't get caught by friendly fire? Did somebody pay $100,000 to try to, you know what I mean? Entertainment, allegedly. It's an open case right now. Some Italian reporter. Whoa. This has been out for a while. I have been away for a few days. This was 6 days ago. I had crazy scheduling going on, so, you know, I couldn't bring this to you as updated as I wanted to, but here it is. And it's absolutely insane. Okay, here we go. It's almost too much. Here we go.
You guys, Apple has just released a digital ID for identification and US passports. Here we go. Now, reports say they will be merging their biometric security with encrypted ID storage and plans to replace your physical IDs across airports, apps, and businesses. Why don't I like this? They also said this is going to be used at over 250 TSA checkpoints across domestic airports for identity verification. Now, remember I told you guys about one of the richest men on earth, Larry Ellison, who owns TikTok and Oracle, and who's a big fan of digital IDs? Well, it seems like one big master plan between all the big tech companies. You have Microsoft dealing with OpenAI, OpenAI dealing with NVIDIA, NVIDIA dealing with Oracle, xAI dealing with NVIDIA, and not to mention, OpenAI just did a $38 billion deal with Amazon for cloud storage. So the question is, what are they really planning? Well, I may have some answers. Could it be that they're following in the footsteps of China's Skynet, which is tied to digital IDs, a social credit score, and an AI surveillance system that they actually want to put on the moon? Skynet, huh? Why does this sound familiar? That's because it's the same name as the killer artificial intelligence in Terminator, Skynet. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It's always in the movies. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, Maverick Approach, where I do more breakdowns on this, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below. You guys?
Yeah, shout out Maverick Approach. Seriously, why? I mean... the fact that China decided to describe that whole situation as Skynet, and then yes, if you know anything about the Terminator movies, that's, that was the company that was looking for John Connor, Skynet. And it gets scary, you know what I mean? And the fact that it's unfolding in our lives for real right now. I say this on almost every one of these. We're living in a movie. The movies are coming to life. Wow. Put your thoughts in the comments. Please. What are we doing? What are we doing? I did a whole video on the digital ID and how crazy that's getting. I got another clip coming up, and it's gonna deal with a little bit of the video I did previous was all about the social credit and biometric surveillance and stuff. Check it out. It's half hour long, something like that. A couple videos back. Yeah. So it's like, if you play this out all the way forward and you don't want to be a part of this, like, no, I'm not doing this. Well, then it's probably going to mean that these aren't going to work. Your laptop's not going to work. You're not going to be able to pay rent. You're not going to be able to go grocery shop. You're going to have to be attached to the system in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're attempting to live off grid, 100% off grid is so difficult because you have to make some type of connection. I mean, I don't know because I don't live off grid, but as I play the scenario out in my head, you got to go to the store sometimes. You may need some medical attention at sometimes. God. And if you're not linked into the system, sorry, we can't do this emergency surgery on you until we input you into the system. So if you want to... Entertainment, y'all. This is all just entertainment. We're talking about movies and stuff. Watch this next one. Shout out to Maverick Approach, though. Hell to the I love that one.
What are your concerns around the digital ID, the social media ban, and how it's actually being leveraged?
Oh, well, I mean, it'll be government oversight, won't it? I mean, it'll be an invasion of privacy. The big one for me, it will be digital currency. That's the big daddy, because that's when they can really start to coerce you and punish you for the way you spend your money.
Yeah. The carbon footprint thing is interesting that you're already seeing in bank statements. And you're like, well, how long before they actually start going, well, you've used your allocated amount of carbon credits for the year.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Is that, I mean, look, you go, well, that's dystopian future conspiracy theory, but I don't think it is, considering what we've seen in the past.
I probably would have had a little bit more trust in government, but after COVID, I had no trust.
No.
And after having been inside government, whereby I saw my colleagues all agree with me privately, but publicly say exactly what they knew they had to say, because when they're out talking to the public, it was like a performance to them.
What are your concerns around?
You got to go along with the narrative. Entertainment. That's the Hard Yarn podcast. I love it. It's great. Check them out too. Yeah. I don't know. There's all these things about our future that were depicted in movies that we're now living. Everything from, UAPs, UFOs, the digital ID, Skynet. I mean, you name it. And robots, AI, all the things. Makes me think of Lawnmower Man. Do you remember that movie? Neuralink. I mean, all the things. And I preach the idea of you can't worry about the future because it's not here yet, although it looks like, but whatever. You can't change the past. So live in the moment, dictate the day, all that kind of stuff, right? So I try not to worry too much about this entertainment. But there is something that I do think about almost every day. And I have a clip at the end of this. Stick around. And then after that clip, because I won't be able to put up a video on Friday, I'm going to try. I will put up a video soon of a little more of, man, there's just not a general term that everyone would understand unless you're in this vein of thought. But it's the pole shift solar flare scenario. We'll get there. I'm jumping a little ahead. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Roll up.
3, 2, 1.
That's the last penny being made in the U.S.
3, 2, 1.
Guess we don't need those anymore. I think, it, and this is me just thinking out loud. I don't know. I'm no expert on the monetary system. But you start with a penny, and then you just start moving up until it's all crypto. And then what happens when the power goes out? Whoops. Okay. All right. Let's go.
So as I'm recording this video, it's currently 6 o'clock in the morning on the 18th of November, 2025. And on November 18th of 2025, Cloudflare, which is a San Francisco-based company that powers a lot of the internet through its content delivery network, DDoS protection, DNS resolution, and secure access services, experienced a major global network disruption. Now, this outage began around 11:48 UTC, which they're saying 7:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but yeah, I don't think so. This has been happening since like 5:30 in the morning for me. It affected millions of websites, apps, and services worldwide that rely on Cloudflare's infrastructure. This isn't just a minor glitch. Cloudflare handles like an average of 81 million HTTP requests per second, making it a critical backbone for the web. This impacted tons of websites like Spotify, X, all kinds of different websites all over the place. Support portals faced issues from third-party providers, including regional areas like Asia, Africa, Europe, Latin America, Middle East, North America, Oceania, all kinds of stuff. ChatGPT, Google Gemini went offline, Discord chat lagged, Etsy, Twitch, Letterboxd, tons of all these different companies all over the place were crashing and having issues. Apparently it's going back and forth between working, but at least it appears to be temporarily online now. Hopefully it stays online. So as I'm recording this video,
here's the digital ID, the cryptocurrency, the biometric, all that kind of stuff, right? What if it gets hacked? I just said, what if there's a power outage? What if there's some type of, outage and you're not able to access, whether it be the funds, the identification, whatever it is, and it's an emergency? It's a bad idea. Like, okay, let's implement some of it, but that's for us to make it the only thing that we use, painting ourselves into a corner. Well, all right, here we go.
It's currently 6 o'clock.
The race is gone.
All right, I got to set this up a little bit. I've been wanting to do a video on this for a minute. I had this weird feeling about it. There's this dude on TikTok, and he's been around for a while. His name is Javier, and he's supposed to be a time traveler. They're going to talk about this a little bit, but I'll set it up. Supposedly, during the COVID times, he got sick and then, woke up in the hospital, and he was the only one there. He's in 2027, supposedly, entertainment, allegedly, and he records all these places that no one would ever be able to record at, and no one is there. It's like he's on the earth and no one is with him. I just have a couple little things. It's a deep rabbit hole. Some people say he's been debunked. But it is rather interesting because he'll be walking around like the Oval Office or like a Mercedes dealership, middle of the day, just whenever, and there is no one there. It's not AI. I don't know if it's AI. I mean, if it is, he's got a brand no one else has or some kind of upgraded version. Shout out Chris Stefano, Chrissy D. I follow a lot of comedians, but this is his podcast. This is a little clip here on TikTok. Chris Stefano. And they're talking about it. And so I thought, okay, this is a lighthearted way to get into it. Watch this.
Man is living in 2027 and says human race is gone.
And I don't look. Part of me thinks it's a marketing stunt, but everyone's found this kid on TikTok who claims he's stuck in the year 2027 after he got COVID. He said he's stuck alone in 2027. He can't find another person, but he can still upload to TikTok. And now he's uploading videos of him like in popular areas, and it's empty. And it's areas that movie companies pay millions of dollars to empty out. Basically, like if I was to go to Times Square and there's no one there during rush hour, how did I film it? And this TikTok account where this kid is posting from has millions of followers now, and no one can find the kid. Like they're telling him to go to these coordinates. Like one person wrote, this restaurant's open 24 hours a day. All my friends are there all the time. Just go there at this time. And the kid goes there and there's no one there. Like no one can get to this person and this person can't find anyone else.
What? That's mind-blowing.
And people are saying, is it a glitch in the Matrix or is it like some kind of stunt? But even if it's a stunt, it's $1 million budget. And like he's answering questions and uploading. At one point they say, go to a grocery store and pick up random items and show the expiration dates. And all the expiration dates in this grocery store that's empty say March 30th, 2027. So this kid might be stuck in a different year. He got COVID, and then he woke up in the hospital, and no one's in the hospital, and he just left. And now he's just stuck in a different year, and he can't find a human.
The race is gone. That's
It sounds like an awesome movie idea, you know. And what if that's all it was? But this has been going on for a while, and he's a Spanish man from Spain named Javier. If you just do a simple search on TikTok, there's hundreds, maybe thousands of video of people covering it, but you can find his original videos too. And people send him on missions. I'm not the most technically savvy dude, but the fact that he's supposed to be in the future and he is uploading these videos to the TikTok server in our timeline, I don't know. Definitely entertainment. I just thought it was interesting. Crazy. Okay, let's go. Oh shit, watch this. Hell no. Oh, yep. Okay, the ocean is beautiful. Beautiful. Super deadly. I've never taken a cruise. I don't want to. You know, Mother Nature completely, like, there's no guarantees, except for there's no guarantees. Mother Nature. Undefeated, by the way, too. I always say Mother Nature, Father Time, top of the game. You can't, there's nothing. Nope. Yeah, no thank you. I'm good. I'll go to the beach on good weather days. Man. What if that thing pops a shark on, right on the deck? Plop. I don't know. Oh, man. Or what if it grabs you and takes you out there? The water looks pretty cold, and you know it's deep. Hell no. My God. Speaking of Mother Nature, I was going to tell this story at the end. I'm going to tell it now. On my off days from my workouts, I like to take long walks. I'm trying to give myself more rest because I have an addictive personality, and I'll kill myself in the gym every single day, and I think it's just, I'm overtraining. So as of, 6-8 months, I've been every other day instead taking a long walk. It's great being in nature, lots of focus, some meditation, love it. Outside of my apartments here, Mother Nature story, we have ducks and geese and these other birds. I don't know what they are, but they're water birds, trippy beaks. And they migrate in and out of these lakes out behind the house here. And every single one of these lakes/ponds, because they're all different sizes and they're all over the neighborhoods here, they're the most turtles I've ever seen in my life. Like on the edges, on the banks, there's these drains that feed out to the creeks from these things, and the turtles will pile up on there. I mean, hundreds of turtles I see on one go around on one of the lakes. I watched a bird yesterday hit the water. I watched them, it caught my eye. I watched them, he hit the water. They do it constantly all day. So I was like, all right. And then I noticed he put his wings up, because they do that sometimes. They do this, and it's like, I don't know if they're drying themselves out or washing themselves sometimes. And I watched the bird do that. And then I watched its head go underneath water. And then I kept walking. And as I got closer to it, I was like, oh, that bird hasn't raised its head up from the water yet. So I got a little closer to the bank to see what was going on. And I noticed it was twitching. What was happening? The turtles attacked this huge Canadian goose and held it underneath the water and then started pecking at it like sharks. I didn't know turtles. Do turtles do that? I watched them do it. I didn't know that was possible. Other people saw me positioned at the bank with my camera trying to get a shot of it, and I did record it, but it just looks like a bird with its head underneath the water and its wings spread out. The turtles did that. The maintenance men from my apartment area were out there, and I was like, hey man, have you ever seen anything like this before? And they were like, no, we didn't know it was possible. One of them had some binoculars. They were zooming in. I was right next to it. And like as I stood there, the turtles would poke their head up and look at me like, ha ha ha, and then go back to getting the goose. Bro, Mother Nature. Okay, let's go. I wanted to share that story. Absolutely insane. Here we go.
You see that?
Watch this.
You see that?
Okay, I apologize for this. Sometimes you get these full screen clips on TikTok, and I don't edit, and I'm not the most technically savvy, so I can't square that in there. I'm sure I could. But up here, it says, because it's cut off, it says the only reason I believe it is because of how it looks on the car screen. Down here is their dash cam, backup cam, I don't know, but you can tell it's pointed forward. Watch down here. I'm going to let this go a couple times. And what's crazy is you can hear like the mic freaking out as this thing magnetically flies over. I don't know. I just thought it was crazy. Watch down here. See it? You can see it. What the hell happens afterwards?
You see that?
Watch this. Over the car. And then what?
You see that?
Is it AI? I don't know. I'm sure you could fake the screen thing too. Crazy though. All right, let's go.
The world just got a little bit darker with the new website called Dare Market. It's exactly this episode of Black Mirror where Rashida Jones is experiencing some kind of medical issue and needs treatment. And in order to pay for that treatment, her husband has to do humiliating things online for money. And if you remember, it ended absolutely horribly. And their slogan, dare anyone to do anything. So let's just take a look at some of this stuff. Dare you to call your ex like it's nothing. Dare you to do a haunted doll challenge. Now this stuff is really light right now, but look at the prices and payments for some of these things. $750 to make a Facebook sleeper agent. $222 to do a fake proposal in public. Now obviously some of these things are really stupid and light right now, but we all know things are going to get a lot darker, especially when people need money. So these people got paid to make this fake haunted doll challenge. I don't know why anyone would pay for this when they can get stuff like this for free on TikTok right now. But as people get bored with these small ideas, you can guarantee things are going to get a lot darker. The world just got a...
Did y'all ever watch that Black Mirror episode? Where, basically they dare you to do humiliating? There it is, humiliating things. And they pay you for it. And this direction we're headed in society, the economic disparities and whatnot. I haven't heard anybody cover this subject matter. I didn't know this was a thing. It is a thing. Daring people, like he said, it's light now. I got a feeling it's going to get real weird. Entertainment. Holy shit. Really? Oh. If you get desperate enough, and if you watch that Black Mirror episode, you'll understand, because, like, if it's a family member, your wife, your children, they're sick, they need help, you need money. I can't believe it exists. Of course it does, though. Okay, here we go. Entertainment. Y'all seen this? Look. Damn. That's the Daily Mail's TikTok. This is China showing off their tech again. They call them wolves. And they're the robotic dogs that we've seen, you know, over the past decade or so, the technology and whatnot. You can put anything on there and control it remotely, whether that's night vision, heat vision, or some form of projectile. Damn, you mix these with some of those drones, policing our neighborhood, making sure everybody's got the digital ID. I'm just thinking out loud entertainment. Watch this next clip. Working right along with the organics there. Oh, hell no. Horrifying pack of weaponized robot wolves storm battlefield as bots lead China's huge Taiwan invasion force. Crazy.
I want to show you this tweet.
Okay. This is the clip I was talking about. We're at about 36 minutes. This will be the last one. This is the Timcast, Tim Pool, and he has this gentleman here on the show. There was about a 30-minute clip on YouTube. This weekend, I'd like to do a watch-along with this. I talk about this pretty often. It's the thing that I'm worried about the most, entertainment. But it's the solar flare, pole shift, Earth reset that it goes through every 12 to 15,000 years, allegedly, according to some scientists. But for whatever reason, it resonates with me. And if you do your research, do your due diligence on this, it kind of makes sense. With, you know, the geological record in the rocks and radiation from space, and the fact that our magnetic shield goes down, the poles move, this, that, the other. Well, something happened the other day that I knew about, but I didn't realize how important it was, because I found out after the fact. But we experienced a massive G4 solar storm, and we've experienced them before. But the problem is, if they last a longer period of time than they have in our, lifetime, things go crazy. Everything electronic does not work. So those crazy wolves we saw, our crypto, our bank accounts, our cell phones, our emergency services, our water purification, it all goes away. Generators will run until the fuel comes out, and it's no more. Fuel won't pump at the gas stations if there's no electricity. You can't pay for it without electricity anyway, unless you got cash. Cash registers won't open. Entertainment. You think of the scenario. Watch this, and then we're done. It's 3 minutes. Holy shit.
From Ben Davidson. He says, minus 60 BZ will send us into the Stone Age if this doesn't break in the next hour or two. Fingers crossed. No time for anything but praying the red line gets smaller. Red line must go down now. Someone responded, please elaborate for us plebeians. And he said, if this doesn't end, the world does tonight. This is in reference to the G4 geomagnetic storm, the strongest solar flare of 2025. In fact, it was so intense, people were posting photos. Let me see if I have, where's that photo at? A photo of an aurora borealis in this part of the country, this time of year. That's right, in Florida with a palm tree. Now, many people were enjoying the lights. I saw photos from friends and acquaintances all across this country. They saw the aurora as far south as Texas and Florida. How's that possible? The storm was so intense that Ben was saying this could end us, and we narrowly missed it. I want to bring Ben in to tell us exactly what's going on. As soon as I saw this, I hit my crew and I said, guys, we got to get Ben on. I got to talk to him about this. And so let's boot it up right now and bring in Ben, who can break down for us exactly what is going on. Ben, how's it going?
It is going well. It's been a long 3 or 4 days, but calm is ensuing once again.
The world almost ended? Is that what happened?
There was a scary point where if the data had stayed where it was much longer, we would have had some serious grid issues. Luckily, it was only a few minutes later before the data started to come back to something that is a little less horrifying. Basically, during the impact from these solar storms the last couple of days, and there were 3 of them, during the initial impact, the disruption to Earth's magnetic field was at a level where if that had persisted for 4 or 5 hours, you and I would not be having this conversation right now. The grids would have gone down. Luckily, it only lasted about 8 or 9 minutes.
Wow.
But it was a scary 8 or 9 minutes.
So I'm chilling, and all of a sudden I see everyone talking about the storm is coming. I'm sitting on my couch. I was sick the past couple of days, and I see these posts showing the aurora is going to be visible for most of the United States, either on the horizon or directly above you. And we had clouds here in West Virginia, so I didn't see anything. But I see all these photos posted by people. One, I think you retweeted, where someone's got a palm tree in Florida and they can see the aurora. This is not normal. I mean, I in my life, I don't think I've ever experienced something like that. So people are all talking about how they were able to see the northern lights. How strange is that for something like that to occur?
Aurora seen down there has happened maybe 10 times in a century.
Wow.
It's happened 5 times in the last 2.5 years.
Damn.
And what's even scarier is what the sun is doing is nothing like what caused those events over the last century. And as you and I have had a conversation about a couple of times before, Earth's magnetic field is weakening. We're in the middle of a magnetic pole shift, also known as a geomagnetic excursion. And that is allowing everything that the sun throws at us to hit more impactfully. It's like we have less armor on, so everything that gets thrown at us hits harder than it should, harder than it would have, say, 50, 70 years ago. And
I want to show you this tweet from Ben Davidson. He says, minus 60 BZ will send us into the Stone Age if this doesn't break. I want to show you this tweet from Ben Davidson.
Okay, I've been following the Suspicious Observer and Ben Davidson for years now. I stumbled onto him by accident on YouTube, and now it's the first thing I watch every morning because he puts up something every morning about space weather, what the sun has done. What they're talking about mainly in this, yes, the grid going down, all that kind of stuff, but it's the fact that the aurora borealis, which is usually only visible in like Alaska, we're seeing it all the way down in Texas and Florida. And it's because the radiation from those coronal mass ejections, flares, whatnot, are penetrating through our atmosphere. It's beautiful, but it's radiation. And if it's enough for an extended period of time, it will work like an EMP, and the grid and everything that it supplies will no longer work. And when I mean fried, I mean fried. Like, it's going to take years to repair things. Entertainment, allegedly. Horrible things will happen. I just feel like we have all this manpower. We waste money on crazy stuff. You pick it, whatever. We have the manpower, the money, the technology, historic events that we could potentially look at and go, okay, some people did survive when this happened before. Let's mimic that. Let's make it better. I think that's where our energy should be put, especially with this subject matter. We have all this other stuff going on. We're wasting time going to war, fighting over cobalt and oil and power and political prestige, when all that will be You know what I mean? What are we doing? What are we doing? For me, this is the most important thing that we should be paying attention to. And I love showing the clips. I love putting the information up. For the 32 years I, spent slinging drinks behind the bar in the restaurant industry, I'd say for about half of that, 12 to 15 years, I talked about subject matter like this. And then when I found out, I'd say for the past decade, solid 10 years, I've been saying, hey, does anybody know about this? And anytime I explain it in the most layman's possible, because, a lot of this science is over my head, people do not care. Rarely do they look again. I bring it up. Hey, you remember when I talked about that? No, I don't. You said something about that. What are you talking about again? Coronal mass ejections, ionosphere going down, pole shift, snapping back into place, 5,000 mile tidal waves. What? It sounds like I'm talking about a movie. I just watched the Danny Jones Concrete podcast. There's a gentleman on there. I think his name is Matt LaCroix. I can't remember what his official title is, and it's taken me a week to watch it. It's a 3-hour long podcast, like 3 hours, 24 minutes. Really cool. And he is talking about the flood myth, or, floods happened, but how and why is the debate, if you will. It's worthy to watch. Check it out. And if I can spread any good information your way, check out Ben Davison. Check out the Suspicious Observer. Do your own research. You know what I mean? That's it. We did it, y'all. We did it. Hail to the yeah. Like I said, though, for those that have made it this far, you're a real one. Straight real day taker. Let's go. In the tribe for sure. Today is the 19th. Probably won't be putting up one on Friday. My schedule's been weird. Things have been going on. Holiday season upon us. I'm going to be spending time with family coming up real soon, so I probably won't be recording. I'm going to try to do what I can to maybe put up some small stuff, sprinkle you with some of the crazy clips. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. It's not going to make or break us. But I do appreciate you. I appreciate your attention, your engagement. I love it. Thank you so very much. But we're going to get out of here. We're at like 47 minutes. Chimney Christmas. Let me put on some music, shall we? And then we'll get out of here. Remember, everyone, spread your love. Share your knowledge. Take your day. Carpe diem, some people say. Dick's gonna dip. I'll see y'all on the flip. Let me get this fired up. Thank you so much again, everyone. It's been awesome. See ya next time. I love you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Toxic love, look how you make me happy.